Hello, everybody. I'm Bhupinder Gogia from Paul Mittal School in Ludhiana, a city which is known as the Manchester of India. I lead the school wherein my role is to empower teachers to bring great work to this world by being open to learning, adaptable to change, nurturing strong relations with the students, and having this strong conviction that each of them can make a difference in the child's life. What has the pandemic taught us? And where are we today? Our learnings have been summed as by the 3 R's: rigor, relevance, and relationships. Rigor in whatever we did, be it academics, be it co-curricular, be it the campus management. Next would be making learning relevant to the child, relevant to himself, herself, relevant to the immediate surroundings, and how is this learning going to be relevant to the world at large? And most important, I think pandemic has taught each of us the importance of relationships. More so in the education segment, we realized how important it is for the teacher to connect with the student, connect with the parents, connect with the leadership team, connect with the colleagues in school, and make sure learning is meaningful to the child. Every school has had its own journey through this pandemic. I have summed our school's journey in this timeline. In India, pandemic got settled, and the government announced a closure in the month of March. And immediately we had to replace whatever we were doing, replace the existing form of teaching to the new form of learning, which is completely online. For this, we had to orient our teachers, our students, and our parents, prepare a schedule. And most important, when there was a lockdown, you cannot get new tools into the system. So you may do with whatever you had, whatever IT skills the teacher had, whatever infrastructure skills you had. We needed to move forward with that. So my teachers started making recording modules and ensuring that these modules were being sent to the children at home in the schedule which was prepared. We did this for 2 months, but when we came close to the assessments, we tried to recover from the learning gaps that had got created. We took initiatives to bridge these gaps by adopting new technological tools, by enhancing our teaching learning processes. We did a lot of investment in teacher training. And at this stage, which every school needs to take care of. It's not only the students, the parents, which have to be taken care of. You need to take care of your staff. Your team is also playing a pivotal role at the home front. So how do you support your staff? What kind of emotional support do you give to them? And while we were doing all this, we moved from our recorded modules to the online live classes. I think every school has used a different platform, but then whether it be it's Google Meet or whether it be Zoom or Teams, our school is a Microsoft Showcase school, so we moved to Teams. Easier said than done. You have to train each member of the school to use Microsoft Teams. And we did this for 2 months up to August. When we were coming to a closure of one semester, the second semester, we decided to review what worked for us and what did not work for us. What do we need to leave and what do we need to continue with? And while we were doing all this, the government had given permission to schools to reopen. Easier said than done. We had to prepare a COVID contingency plan for ensuring all these safety protocols were maintained, which were in line with the government guidelines. When you ask students to come to school after something such as pandemic, It is scary. It is scary for the students. It is a lot of scare for the school also. That are we prepared to keep these children whom the parents are entrusting in proper care? We prepared a proper structure and then we initiated doubt clearing sessions, calling odd roll numbers on one day and even roll numbers on the other day. We did this so that social distancing could be maintained because suddenly the campuses cannot expand. You need to make do with whatever we have. We again went forward with the doubt clearing sessions. The number was dismal, very, very disappointing. And then we could empathize with parents for not sending children to school. But at the same time, we realized that those who came to school were able to clear their doubts, were able to understand that I had huge gaps in learning due to online methodology. But there were a huge segment at home which were not getting impacted. So then we decided to redefine our system. We went into a hybrid form of learning. Now, what exactly is hybrid form? It's a synchronous form of learning wherein synchronously, you're teaching a group of children who are present in school, at the same time managing another set of children which are at the home front. Now, we need to understand we are in a pandemic situation. So we need to again make do with whatever tools you have, add on some extra tools, but then try to manage the situation. So then my teachers used a simple tool such as a tripod stand with a mobile. Okay, we had Microsoft Teams open on the mobile while the teacher was teaching in the class. The teacher had to keep, learn techniques of handling the students in class while at the same time keeping an eye on those children who were at the home front. It was tough, but gradually the teachers mastered the art of doing it. And we realized we were at a win-win situation, helping those children who were in school and also helping those children who were at the home front. Gradually, the numbers started increasing. We taught children self-assessment techniques. We taught children how to do error analysis. We had many webinars with parents. We need to understand that parents need to be given that support which they need at this point of time. Their child is as important to them as it is to you as a school. In fact, more important, I would say. We then had our pre-boards and something which was very nice, we had almost full strength coming in. Went well up to a certain time till the month of December, but when we came to January, we received further instructions from the government that we need to reopen schools for all classes. Again, we had just redefined from online classes to hybrid form of teaching learning process. Now we had to redesign the entire system for the reopening. Before I go to the redesigning process, let me share with you what we had done at the academic front. These are some of the initiatives which almost all schools must have used, whether the Microsoft tools or Google tools. We did everything possible to make sure learning was more meaningful for the child. At the same time, I think every school and we as a school focused on working at the child's mental and physical well-being, in giving platforms to the children to engage themselves in areas apart from academics, having a lot of DIY activities. We had the alumni meet, we had a TEDx youth event wherein we had speakers from all over the globe. We also worked on the campus management schedules, building protocols, bringing systems, SOPs for making sure that each member of the school was safe. We have come to the redesigning stage where we are trying to redesign the entire curriculum framework. And what are the areas that we're going to be focusing on? We are going to be focusing on academics, co-curricular, and safety. In academics, we need to redesign our present learning plans. We need to incorporate blended learning, competency-based learning, open book testing, and most important, have social emotional learning engagement programs, career counseling, university admission processes, your learning enhancement programs, and most important, revisiting the entire evaluation strategy based in line with the new education policies. I think as schools, we need to realize right now the emphasis is not how much, what percentile I score. It is about how competent I am, how resilient I am to come back to normalcy, the so-called new normal. In co-curricular activities, all schools, and even we are doing the same thing, are trying to identify what can be worked online, what can work offline, and what can work in an integrated mode. We are going to be having a lot of DIY activities, elocutions, life skills classes, dance, music, art, and a lot of community connect programs, student-led clubs, something which we worked in during the pandemic. Our students have had leading 8 clubs across the school, and it worked so beautifully. Entrepreneurial projects which were taken up by the students, we take this to one step ahead. Most important, we are going to be revisiting our entire safety and school administration process. We will have to rework the e-policies for the parents, for the students, and for the teachers, orient each of the stakeholders, and give them that platform wherein they can feel emotionally and socially secure. And most important, enhance the monitoring process for ensuring school sanitization and maintenance. I end my talk with the same slide with which I had begun: rigor, relevance, and relationships. It's important that whatever we do ahead, we need to have rigor in it, whether it's academics, whether it's co-curricular activities, or any other area. Most important, I'll have to make it relevant to the child, relevant to the child's environment, relevant to the world at large. Build on enforcing strong relationships with each of these stakeholders, whether be it teacher-teacher, student-teacher, student-student, and teacher-parent. And most important, we will have to be resilient enough to take things as they come. But the new normal is going to be the hybrid form of learning, wherein we may have a huge chunk coming to school and yet a small segment which is at home. And how do we enhance our teaching learning process to make sure we are benefiting each and every stakeholder in our school? Thank you.